All right, let's do this. This is Elliot with your GRE question of the day, and we're going to be taking a look at a paragraph argument example today. So before you give this a shot, let's remember first thing is we're going to identify that question type. So we'll read that question stem first. It says, which of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument? And one more quick reminder before you give this a shot, that while you're reading, you want to proactively be looking to identify the conclusion of the argument or the main point that the person who wrote this is trying to convince us of. On a weakened question, we know the right answer is the one that will break the connection between that conclusion and the rest of the passage as best as possible. All right, give this one a shot, and then you can unpause me and we'll walk through it together. All right, so our argument says that we've done a study and it shows students who attend classes online have a less personal relationship with their instructors compared to folks who attend classes in person. And also, those online students are less likely to be disciplined. So our author concludes based on this that it must be personal conflicts, since they're having the in-person students are having more personal relationships, that it must be personal conflicts that are causing those disciplinary actions to be taken more than just students' academic performance. So before we get into what's messed up about that and how we will blow it up with a correct answer, let's first agree about how we identify that conclusion. How did you know which part of this argument was the conclusion? Was it because we have a part that says these results clearly show? Okay, so something is being clearly shown. Hopefully that's good language that identifies the author's attitude or the conclusion that the author is drawing based on the results of the study, which we'll call like the evidence or the premises is usually the terms you'll hear GRE pros like myself refer to that as. So is it really the less personal relationship that the online students have that is causing fewer disciplinary actions to be taken? That seems somewhat implausible. So let's remember a couple of really common patterns on the GRE verbal that are happening on this question. One is we're getting some cause and effect going on in this conclusion, right? The less personal relationship is causing fewer disciplinary actions to be taken. And so when we see that cause and effect, the other pattern that we're really likely to see is that a correct answer will present some more plausible alternative explanation, an alternative way of looking at this cause and effect. It's probably not the less personal relationship, but something else about attending classes online versus in person that causes fewer disciplinary actions to be taken. Okay, if that makes sense, then we can agree. We're feeling pretty good that we can anticipate pretty strongly what the correct answer is going to have in it. So as we're rolling through this list of answers, we're going to be asking ourselves, does this present some plausible alternative explanation for why there are fewer disciplinary actions? Online students are being disciplined less. If it seems plausible, then we'll hang on to an answer. Remember, we're not always looking for a perfectly right answer right away. We're going to rely on the process of elimination. So if we can clearly see something does not offer us that plausible alternative, we'll eliminate it and we'll just see if there's more than one left and we need to compare in some more detail. Okay, so let's take a look at answer choice A, which says that instructors are less able to monitor students who attend remotely for disciplinary violations. Well, that's reasonable. If I'm online, you might not know as well if I'm misbehaving or cheating or otherwise breaking rules. So could that be a plausible alternative for why those online students are being disciplined less? Yeah, that actually does seem pretty reasonable. It's pretty relevant. It doesn't bring any new factors in that our author didn't talk about. So this answer should survive at least this first round of process of elimination. We'll see if we get anything better, but as we move through the list, we'll be able to eliminate some more stuff and then come back and see more clearly what we think about answer choice A. So B says students who attend online are typically subject to the same rules as students who attend in person. Okay, so this is actually giving us some equivalence between the online and the in-person students. We're looking for some difference between them that would account for the difference in how much discipline online students face versus in-person students. So I don't like it for that reason, but hopefully you're also saying it doesn't really get at the cause, right? We had cause and effect. We're looking for what's causing less disciplinary action to be taken. B doesn't really get at that at all, so we're going to eliminate it. All right, if we're feeling good about that, let's move on to C. It says schools that encourage students to attend remotely report fewer disciplinary violations than those that require in-person attendance. This is another way of sort of agreeing. Schools report fewer disciplinary violations. Okay, so they're less likely to be disciplined. That's kind of just the same as what our author said. We're looking to blow up what the author said. So that's not really helpful. And in any case, again, we're not addressing that cause and effect, right? We're not getting any other alternative explanations. So we'll eliminate C as well. Answer choice D says when instructors discipline students who attend remotely, they use the same procedures used with students who attend in person. Are we seeing a bit of a pattern in our wrong answers? Here's that equivalence again. They use the same procedures. We're looking for a difference between online and in-person students to account for a difference in how they're disciplined, and certainly no plausible alternative explanation offered. Let's get rid of D. And we're down to just A versus E. Will E be better? E says students who attend online classes are less likely to value developing a personal rapport with their instructors. Okay, that may very well be true. Our author may very well agree with it, but does it explain if as a student I value developing that rapport with my instructor less, does that explain why I'm less likely to be disciplined? No, it really doesn't. No plausible alternative explanation given. Let's get rid of E as well. The only one that gave us some alternative explanation that might weaken the explanation given by the author of this argument is answer choice A. That is the correct answer. I sure hope you're feeling good about this one, but if you're not, feel free to reach out to me with questions, or if you just need any other help in general with the GRE, I'm at Herson Test Prep on Instagram. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another GRE question of the day. And in the meantime, happy studying.